Hi friends, my name is Rose, and today on this winter solstice I wanted to share a special message with you. My hope is to offer a small lantern of light along your own journey in the same way that so many beautiful readers and souls here on YouTube have done for me. So it felt especially fitting that my very first reading on this channel would align with this sacred time of the year, a threshold moment where the darkness begins to soften and the light slowly returns. So welcome to my channel, The Rosebud Sage. I'm truly so happy that you're here. And because I don't believe in coincidences, I trust that if you've found your way here today, this connection is a serendipitous one. Hi everyone, I am here to do a winter solstice reading with you guys, and it's going to be a 10 card spread, as you can kind of see. I'm going to go kind of card by card and kind of go over what area it's going to be each card represents, and yeah, kind of just take it from there. So first I just kind of want to clear the space with a little bit of sound, because that's always good. Okay, and I think the first cards that I'm going to try to use today are really pretty deck that I have. They are the Celtic Tree Oracle by Sherilyn Hidalgo. Anyways, they're very beautiful cards, and the first card that we're going to pull for you guys is going to be for the release. What is it that you are releasing during this winter season? Woo! Okay, well, I guess we got two cards. We'll go with that. Okay, the first one is the, oh gosh, I'm not sure if I can pronounce all these, but let's see, the Own Furs Gorse, number 17. It's a pretty card, pretty yellows. And then the second one is Code Grove. It's pretty. So I will probably read the meanings to you in the book for these, but I will place them over here for the release. Go. And then the next card that I would be pulling for is going to be what are we going to be leaving behind. So for that one, let's see, I think we'll do the Saints and Angels deck by Doreen Virtue. It's a beautiful deck too. So what we are asking is, what are we leaving behind this winter season? This year, basically, 2025, what are we getting rid of? What are we going to be leaving? All right. So we have You Found It. St. Anthony of Padua? I'm not sure. All right. So that's our leave behind. And then let's do another one of these for the lesson. What is the lesson that we are taking with us from this year, from the year 2025? Okay, we got two again. Higher education, guardian angel, and pause. Okay, interesting. All right, so let's talk about these. Let me get the book for the Celtic tree ones. So the first card that we drew for the release was the Own Furs Gorse card. Not sure if that's, and yeah, it's a really pretty card. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen this type of, I guess, tree before. Okay, so number 17. Let's see here. So keywords are Let's see, it says keywords: fulfillment and abundance, sweetness, hope, persistence, links the inner and outer worlds, gathering together what you need to ensure progress. Okay, interesting. So it says, this card is all about fulfillment and abundance. We are encouraged to share what we have with others and to practice sweetness in our lives. The day before the spring equinox is often the day of the gorse. Persephone returns to her mother Demeter, and new growth begins a whole new cycle. Interesting. Okay, so they're saying that the bright yellow golden flowers, they represent hopefulness. Okay, so releasing hope. Well, okay, Maybe it's about releasing, like, the belief that you can't be hopeful, that that there is no hope. I mean, things are kind of crazy these days out there in the world a little bit. Well, sometimes it feels that way anyways. So maybe something around that. Let me look up the other one and see what it says here. So this other one is the Code Grove, number 21. Let me look that up. 21. All right, so keywords are all knowledge, silence, meditation, prayer, initiation. So maybe what this is saying is that you would find a lot of peace and release by going into meditation and using that's a really great way for you to actually find a lot of release, things that you've been holding in for a long time. Interesting. Okay, so then we have the leave behind, but then it's like, that's so funny because it says found it. You're leaving behind, maybe leaving behind the belief that you're never going to find what it is that you're looking for, whether that's like friends or a great, a job, or just, even just stability, feeling like that, you're safe in your own body and where you live and in your community. Yeah, I think that actually what's going to happen is you're going to find exactly that. Yeah, interesting. And then for the lesson, we have higher education and pause. So this is making me think like that you're going to be learning that, or that maybe you've been putting a lot of energy into some kind of like other, higher education, whether that's like literal school and college and everything, or even continuing ed, maybe studying something. To me, this is like you were learning that you don't have to learn everything at once. You're allowed to kind of give yourself a pause, a little breather every once in a while. And yeah, I think that you will be taking along with you, obviously, into 2026 a lot of what you've learned. I think that everything that you've learned this past year is going to be really important going forward. You're going to end up using a lot of that knowledge, whether that's actual skills or just experience in general that helps you relate to other people, or helps you understand new things that you might want to go study. Yeah, interesting. And then the center, what I have is basically a north, south, east, and west. So like the north representing the body, south is like the spirit, passion, and then east would be the mind and your thoughts, mental, and west more of the emotions and your intuition and things like that. So let's go ahead and draw 4 more cards to represent that. That's also kind of what I'm thinking is more of like the past. Excuse me. This is more represents like the present moment, so like what's going on in the here and now. Let's see here. I'm going to do some from the Priestess of the Light Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. So let's draw 4 cards from here. Let's do 4 cards to represent the viewers north. Woo! Was that 4? Okay, that was like literally 4. Well, that worked out. All right. Okay, so let's do the first one for north. We have, oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay, it's literally healing earth. It says the power to give and receive healing. Oh, wow. So it looks like you are currently going through a lot of healing. This is really great. Wow. And maybe learning how to heal others, like not only yourself, but others. Like, that's amazing. Like, it looks like you have a light that you're illuminating and sending like healing good vibes. I think that's awesome. Let's see. And then we have for south and spirit and passion, we have, you know what? I think actually this is supposed to be east, like I'm going around. Okay. Like, yeah, clockwise. Okay, I'm going to go with that. So, wings of light, becoming something new. Number 42. Wow. So maybe you're working a lot on changing your thought patterns and your thinking, getting rid of negative thinking, really working with like mindfulness techniques and maybe even meditation, using music to kind of just really kind of get yourself into like, you know, I don't know, there's something about frequencies and how that affects your mind and the state of your like well-being and like your nervous system, you know. But I think that you're basically like, I feel like maybe you're building new like pathways, neural pathways in your brain basically. Yeah. For very positive things, like rewriting a lot of maybe old habits and old ways of doing things. And it looks like she's doing it really fast. So, I mean, this must be a really, yeah, happening quickly. That's really cool. 42 just always makes me think of like, it's the answer to what's the meaning of life, right? And then for south, spirit, passion, we have soul radiance, Phoenix rising. Wow. Wow. So maybe this is representing you having a feeling of like rising from the ashes, like you've kind of like, you know, had the tower moment but you know, from the burning ashes of that comes like this beautiful radiant soul. Like, this looks like Isis to me. So beautiful. Maybe you have some connection with like Egyptian. Yeah, that is really beautiful. Soul radiance. So that's for south. And then our last one is interesting. So for west, for emotions, we have touching earth, planting something new. So planting something new. It's interesting that the number is 12. Makes me think of December, you know, winter solstice and everything. For emotions, planting something new. Well, maybe some new relationships are developing in your life. Maybe you are finding members of your soul tribe or calling them in, like actively. And maybe Mother Gaia is actually assisting you in that. Because, I mean, after all, we're all connected, right? So, yeah, that's interesting. But it reminds me of like she's kneeling down and touching the earth, and I think that maybe what's really important, or what can be really helpful if your emotions maybe don't feel so great right now, or if you're going through like intense, I know the holidays can sometimes be kind of rough, especially for folks that maybe don't have like the traditional family, or you know, maybe don't live near them. But a way to kind of connect back into the earth is literally like just taking your socks and shoes off. I know it's kind of cold, but depending on where you are and if you can survive frostbite, I guess, if it's snowing. But just touching the earth, even with your hands, I think that it just naturally grounds you, obviously. But just because human beings are like electromagnetic beings, and I think that we have a relationship literally with the earth and with the energy that flows around us. And sometimes something that might sound like I could see myself in the past maybe thinking that was silly, that just by touching the earth you would feel better, but it actually really does work. And you don't think about it, but we wear sneakers and shoes with like rubber soles, so we never actually get to touch the earth that often. Like, it's not a normal part of our lives, where for like many hundreds of thousands of years, like, I think we were touching the earth. So yeah, just something to think about. Okay, and for the last piece, it is the future. So we have the lantern, the gift, and the next chapter. So I think that for these ones, let's go with the Healing with the Angels cards by Dorian Virtue. I love these, they're really great. Okay, so let's get 3 for the viewers' future cards. Okay, we got 2. We need 1 more, Spirit. 1 more for the next chapter. Okay, let's do this one. All right. So for the lantern is intention, and the lantern is basically representing like your guidance on what is gonna light your way basically going forward. And so intention is really important. So maybe doing some affirmations and kind of journaling about what it is that you really want to bring into this new year, something that kind of helps ground it into the now, into the present. Yeah, maybe even write like a letter kind of from your future self, letting you know about all the wonderful things that you've already gotten to experience and what's entered into your life, things that it's interesting how well that can sometimes work. And just by the act of you kind of daydreaming about it or fantasizing about it, it kind of raises you to that vibration or that frequency that you would need to be in order to be the type of person that would attract that into their life without effort. Just something to think about. And then the gift, it says we have new beginnings. Wow. And she's holding a bouquet. So it's funny, this is for the gift. Maybe you receive some kind of physical gift that allows you a new beginning, or maybe represents the new beginning you're starting. That's really cool. So the actual gift is that you get to start again. This is a fresh start, or like, the beginning of something really great that you've been wanting to do for a long time, but maybe haven't had the courage to do. Kind of like what I'm doing right now, actually. Considering that this is my first taped, basically, reading. So, but that's exciting. And then for the next chapter, it looks like we have surrender and release. So it looks like we'll be letting go of some more stuff. Maybe it's that in order to go to the next chapter, you need to release and surrender to the flow. The more that you brace for something, I just find just like if you were to be in a car accident, if you brace before the impact, and assuming that when that impact is going to be, you're far more likely to break a bunch of bones than if you were to just kind of let go and be loosey-goosey with it. Even though I know you would probably still obviously get injured in a car accident, but it would technically be less than if you braced. So I really think she's holding like this vase of like water, kind of like makes me think of like Aquarius energy. But I think maybe you can ask your angels to help you with surrendering and releasing. But I think you'll notice that as soon as you are able to do that, things are just going to flow so much more. So it's really worth it. It's really worth it. Yeah. Yeah, I would maybe ask your angels or guides for some help or some advice around how you can go about doing this in a gentle way so that it actually, sticks. Okay, well, that is it for today's reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate everyone for watching, and I thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful winter solstice. Bye-bye.